Have you ever felt like someone in your life is quietly unraveling everything you've worked so hard to build? Maybe it's that overly charming friend, the always smiling coworker, or even a family member who leaves you emotionally drained after every interaction. They don't scream or shout. They don't openly betray you. Instead, their presence alone makes you second-guess your worth, question your choices, and slowly chip away at your confidence, inch by inch, day by day. It's like standing in a room with a hidden gas leak. Nothing seems wrong at first. But over time, you begin to feel dizzy, off balance, and unsure why. That's what emotional sabotage looks like. It's quiet, subtle, and devastatingly effective. And the worst part? These people rarely come with warning labels. They smile. They flatter. They pretend to care. But underneath it all, they are dismantling your peace. Today, we're shining a light on those hidden saboteurs, the ones in your circle who don't want to see you rise. If you've ever felt emotionally exhausted for no clear reason, this message is for you. It's time to recognize what's really happening and reclaim your energy, your clarity, and your power. 1. They thrive on chaos. Some people walk into a room and bring warmth. Others bring a storm. And if you've ever met someone who seems to leave a trail of tension wherever they go, congratulations, you've just encountered someone who thrives on chaos. These individuals don't need to scream or slam doors to create disruption. Their chaos is quieter, but far more dangerous. They stir the pot with a smirk, plant little seeds of conflict with harmless comments, or resurrect old drama just to watch the sparks fly. It could be during a family dinner, where they casually mention something embarrassing from 10 years ago. Or in a staff meeting, where they throw in a just curious remark that subtly turns the team against one another. And then they sit back, calm and collected, as if they had nothing to do with the storm that's brewing. Why do they do this? Because chaos gives them control. When everyone else is distracted by conflict, they can manipulate outcomes, twist narratives, and shift blame without being noticed. In the midst of emotional turbulence, they're not drowning, they're surfing the waves they created. But here's the Stoic truth: chaos only wins when you play the game. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are disturbed by something external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." In other words, your peace is yours to protect. The best response isn't yelling, reacting, or trying to expose them. It's silence, stillness, composure. When you refuse to give them your emotional energy, they lose their power. When you calmly set boundaries, redirect conversations, or call out toxic behavior with clarity, not anger, you force their tactics into the light. So next time someone walks into your space and things suddenly feel off, pay attention. Don't get pulled into their storm. Be the calm center. Remember, they can only spin the wheel if you let them. Your greatest strength isn't in fighting chaos, it's in refusing to let it touch you. That's what Stoic power looks like. And it's what they fear most. 2. The constant critic. You know them. They're the ones who always have something to say, but never anything uplifting. You land a new job? Let's see how long that lasts. You start a side hustle? Don't quit your day job. Even your smallest wins are met with a raised eyebrow, a sigh, or a passive-aggressive joke. These people don't shout or insult outright. Their weapon of choice is subtle sabotage, disguised as just being honest or trying to keep it real. But let's call it what it is: insecurity dressed up as advice. Because deep down, your growth threatens them. Your ambition makes them uncomfortable. And the only way they know how to cope is to chip away at your confidence, one snide remark at a time. What makes them so dangerous is how convincing they sound. They'll package doubt in a way that makes you question yourself. Are you sure that's realistic? Don't you think that's a bit much? You start second-guessing your own vision, not because it's flawed, but because someone else couldn't see it. But here's where Stoic wisdom lights the path. Marcus Aurelius said, "The opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know the truth." Translation? Just because someone has a loud voice doesn't mean they have a valid point. So what do you do when you're surrounded by critics? First, ask yourself, is this feedback helping me grow, or is it just planting fear? If it's not rooted in love, experience, or a genuine desire to see you win, let it go. Don't explain. Don't argue. Don't waste breath defending your dreams to people who wouldn't understand them anyway. Second, protect your space like it's sacred, because it is. You don't need approval from someone who secretly wants to see you fail. You need clarity, focus, and people who clap when you rise, not flinch when you shine. At the end of the day, the loudest voice should be your own, the one that believes in your vision, your work ethic, and your worth. Keep building. Keep moving. And when the constant critics start talking, smile. And prove them wrong. 3. They exploit your kindness. Kindness is a strength, don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. But here's the truth most people don't want to admit, not everyone deserves it. There are people in this world who don't see your kindness as a gift. They see it as a tool. A free pass. A green light to take, and take, without ever giving anything back. Think of someone in your life who only shows up when they need something. Maybe it's a coworker who's all smiles when they need help meeting a deadline but disappears the second you're overwhelmed. Or that friend who always needs a ride, a favor, a place to crash, but somehow they're too busy when you're the one asking for support. Sound familiar? At first, you might excuse it. They're just going through something, you tell yourself. But over time, the pattern becomes clear. They don't check in. They don't show gratitude. They don't even acknowledge the effort you've made. Why? Because they never valued you as a person, only as a resource. And that hurts. Because you didn't help them to be used. You helped because you care. But Stoic wisdom teaches us an essential truth: don't set your heart on something you can't control. You can't control how others treat your kindness, but you can control how you protect it. That means setting boundaries. It means learning to say no without guilt and yes with intention. Saying I can't help right now isn't cold, it's courageous. It's how you make room for people who actually reciprocate your care. Remember, true kindness has nothing to do with being a doormat. In fact, the most powerful kindness is the one that respects both others and yourself. As Marcus Aurelius put it, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Being good doesn't mean being naive. So the next time someone comes knocking only when they need something, pause. Ask yourself, are they here for me, or just for what I can give? If it's the latter, it's time to pull back. Your kindness is precious. Don't let the wrong people convince you it's theirs to use. Give wisely, love intentionally, and never forget, you deserve support too. 4. They lie without conscience, masters of deception. They look you in the eye, smile, and tell you exactly what you want to hear. No hesitation. No guilt. Just polished, picture-perfect lies that sound better than the truth ever could. And that's what makes them so dangerous. These people don't lie by accident. They lie by design. They don't stumble over their words or break a sweat when caught. In fact, they're so good at twisting reality that you start to wonder if you misunderstood. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe they're right. But deep down, something doesn't sit right, because your gut knows what your mind hasn't caught up to yet: you're being manipulated. You see, these aren't harmless white lies. These are strategic illusions, crafted to control, deflect, and protect their image at any cost. They'll rewrite history mid-conversation and make you question what really happened. One day, they swear they've got your back. The next, you find yourself alone, betrayed, and still somehow expected to believe their excuses. This is what Stoic philosopher Epictetus warned us about: it's not events that disturb us, but our view of them. When you deal with a chronic liar, your worldview gets warped. Trust feels fragile. Truth feels negotiable. And your inner peace? Constantly under siege. So how do you fight back? Not with confrontation, but with clarity. You don't need to catch them in the act. You just need to see them. Pay attention to patterns, not promises. Are their actions matching their words? Do their stories shift when pressure is applied? If so, you already have your answer. Then, pull back. No dramatic exit, no explosive accusations. Just distance, dignity, and the quiet power of knowing better. Because once someone has shown you they can lie to your face without blinking, the only thing left to do is stop giving them a front row seat to your life. In the end, the truth doesn't need to shout, it stands firm, even in silence. And those who lie without conscience, they always, eventually, trip over their own web. Let them, while you walk away with your integrity intact. 5. The soul-sucking leech, when every conversation feels like a one-way drain. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling like someone just unplugged your emotional power source? Like they reached into your chest, yanked out your energy, and walked off without even saying thank you? That's not your imagination. That's a soul-sucking leech. These people don't come with red flags, they come with sad stories, urgent crises, and endless complaints. At first, you think you're helping. You want to be there. You believe you're making a difference. But over time, it starts to feel less like compassion, and more like obligation. You see their name on your phone and feel your stomach drop. You already know, it won't be a quick hello or a light-hearted check-in. It'll be a 45-minute vent session, a long list of complaints, or a new drama that needs your immediate emotional labor. And if you ever need them, radio silence. These people don't want support, they want a free therapist. And your empathy? It's their fuel. But here's the truth, kindness should never come at the cost of your well-being. Stoic philosophy teaches us that peace of mind is the highest form of power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." And when you're constantly surrounded by emotional takers, your thoughts become heavy, anxious, and exhausted. So what do? Start with boundaries. Say no. Not with anger, but with certainty. I can't talk right now. I hope things work out, but I'm taking some time for myself. That isn't cruelty, it's self-respect. Stop trying to save people who refuse to swim. Stop answering every crisis like it's your job. Because it's not. And most importantly, invest in relationships that recharge you. The friends who ask how you're doing. The people who listen without demanding. The ones who make you laugh, think, grow. The soul-sucking leech will always find someone new to drain. Let it not be you. Because your energy, it's not unlimited. It's sacred. And it belongs to you first. 6. They manipulate and control, pulling strings behind the curtain. They don't raise their voice. They don't make threats. In fact, they often start with compliments, sweet words, warm smiles, and just looking out for you advice. But over time, something feels off. You're second-guessing your choices. You're walking on eggshells. And without realizing it, you're living your life based on their approval. Welcome to the world of manipulation. Master manipulators don't take control by force, they take it subtly, through guilt, emotional pressure, and psychological games. 1 minute, they're praising you. The next, they're questioning your decisions in ways that feel small, but sting deep. Are you sure that's a good idea? I just don't want to see you fail again. They know exactly how to use your insecurities against you, turning your desire to be loved or understood into a leash around your neck. And every time you give in, you give up a little more of your power. But here's the Stoic truth, control only works when you give someone permission to hold the reins. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That's your way out. First, recognize the pattern. Do they make you feel guilty for having boundaries? Do they withhold affection when you don't comply? That's not love. That's control wearing a friendly mask. Second, reclaim your autonomy. Learn to say no without explaining. Learn to walk away without justifying. The more they push, the firmer you stand. And third, remember who you were before they made you doubt yourself. You don't need someone to steer your life for you. You don't need permission to grow, change, or succeed. Manipulators thrive in confusion. But when you start asking questions, when you shine a light on their tactics, they lose their grip. So the next time someone tries to twist your reality or steer your choices, pause. Breathe. And ask yourself, am I living for them or for me? Because real love empowers. Real friends uplift. And real strength? It begins the moment you decide to take your power back. 7. They enjoy others' misfortune, the smile behind your struggles. There's a certain kind of person who never claps when you win, but watches closely when you fall. They may not say it outright. They may even act concerned. But behind the polite nods and quiet stares is something chilling: satisfaction. These people enjoy your misfortune. They may not push you down, but they're the first to notice when you stumble. They ask questions that sound caring: how are you really holding up? But they're not listening to support you. They're gathering details. Not to help, but to feel better about themselves. Because your pain, your failure, your uncertainty, it validates their insecurities. It makes them feel just a little taller in comparison. To them, your setback isn't sad, it's reassuring. And if you've ever had someone show more interest in your losses than your wins, you've seen this in action. But Stoic wisdom reminds us of something powerful: when another blames you or hates you, or people voice similar criticisms, go to their souls, penetrate inside and see what sort of people they are. Marcus Aurelius. In other words, don't take their behavior personally, it reveals more about them than it ever will about you. So what can you do? First, trust your instincts. If someone seems just a little too curious when things go wrong, but nowhere to be found when things go right, they're not in your corner. Protect your energy. Second, don't let their silent delight dim your light. Their joy in your pain is a reflection of their own emptiness, not your worth. Rise anyway. Succeed louder. Heal deeper. Finally, surround yourself with people who genuinely want to see you thrive. The ones who celebrate your highs and stand with you through the lows. These are your people. The rest? Let them watch from the sidelines. Because there's nothing more powerful than rising in front of those who hoped you'd fall, and doing it with grace, purpose, and peace. Let your comeback be the loudest truth they can't ignore. Conclusion. Take back your power. Let's be honest, life is too short to be surrounded by people who drain your energy, dim your light, or celebrate your failures. You deserve better. You deserve peace, clarity, and relationships that nourish your soul, not break it down piece by piece. So here's your call to action: take a step back and look at your circle. Who supports your growth? Who drains your strength? Who claps when you rise, and who silently watches when you fall? It's time to draw the line. You're not selfish for protecting your peace. You're not cold for setting boundaries. You're wise. You're healing. And you're choosing yourself, and that's a powerful thing. If this message hit home, drop a comment below that says, "I protect my peace." Let the world know you're no longer available for manipulation, chaos, or emotional theft. Your energy is sacred. Your purpose is too big. In the next chapter of your life, it belongs to you, not the people who were secretly hoping you'd never realize your worth. Stand tall. Walk away from what no longer serves you. And never apologize for choosing peace over pressure. You've earned it.